What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And today, in the BrewLab, I'm still coming at you from the Early Access event. Thanks again to Wizards of the Coast for inviting me to take part and giving me this god account to play with for 24 hours. So, of course, I need to get as many of these fresh brews out at you before the time is up. So I'm doing these slightly shorter format videos just to kind of cover my bases between now and when the set actually drops on Arena on February the 7th. And so, without further ado, let's jump into one of today's brews. I'm going to be looking at Gruul Modified. I think it's gotten some significantly good new upgrades, namely the Bloated Contaminator, but we've also got access to the Evolving Adaptive, which makes for another great one-drop in the Modified deck. So, I don't know if this is the final version. Still trying to kind of iron out some kinks. These are all like very early first drafts. I mean, now we have access to a total of 12 dual lands in Gruul. I don't know if Rockfall Vale is even worth it at this point. If we're trying to play an aggressive deck, maybe we can just go with the Gorge and the Forest here, the Karplusan. But I'm going to try them all. Talking about the new cards, Evolving Adaptive enters the battlefield with one oil counter on it, so it's immediately modified, and then it gets an additional +1/+1 for each oil counter on it. So how do we get more oil counters on it? Well, there's two ways in the deck. First of all, we can have a creature enter the battlefield with greater power or toughness than it, so pretty much everything will trigger it, which makes it, in my opinion, just an altogether better version of the Ascendant Pack Leader, which requires you to cast permanents with mana value 4 or greater to get the extra +1/+1 counter. Then we've got the Bloated Contaminator, which is got Toxic 1. It's not the win con. It's the only card with Toxic in the deck, but it can win. It is a win con. But really it's in here for the Proliferate part. So whenever it deals combat damage to a player, Proliferate. And that is going to be ridiculous in this deck for many, many reasons. We can continue to put more of these, what do they call them? They're just +1/+1 counters. So every time we can put a +1/+1 counter on something with Invigorating Hot Springs, thus giving it haste, that then we swing in, Proliferate, put another +1/+1 counter on their Invigorating Hot Springs. So it just never runs out of +1/+1 counters, and we can keep giving things haste the turn they enter the battlefield and keep growing them, etc. So I really kind of the whole idea behind this deck with these two cards together, and then the rest just kind of came about around it. I really wanted to see if we can just have this forever Invigorating Hot Springs that just keeps on making our stuff bigger and bigger and bigger. Of course, Thundering Raiju plays really well with Bloated Contaminator as well, because you want to give your Trampler more and more +1/+1 counters as you can. Then you proliferate at the end of that combat. Your Raiju gets bigger. So many cool things going on. And of course, that can be said about Halana and Alena partners as well. Just nice, modified stuff that we've seen before, but just slotting in a couple of the new cards. We're going to be trying to deal with Shieldred by either ending the game before they even play one, or we've got Flame Discharge over here, which does so we just need any modified creature on the battlefield and 4 and 5 mana. It is a lot, but this can deal with Shieldred if we can't get if we can't win the game before they play one. We've also got some Cammy's Flares for a little bit of extra reach. Does 3 damage, +2 to face if you have a modified creature. That's pretty much always going to be the case. Also a couple of Shivan Devastators. What could go wrong? I think this should be pretty slamming. So, haven't done much testing with it. Let's jump into some games and see if we can take down some fellow content creators. So far, I've been able to sneak a match off of Jim Davis last night, which was one of the best moments of the early access for me. He even scooped, like, very early, like, which you're not supposed to do, but anyway, I'm not here to tittle-tale on anybody. But the rules of the event are that you're not supposed to scoop in case other people are recording content. Smoky boy. think we're gonna lead with the Hot Spring. Yeah, some kind of reanimator for sure. Wandering Emperor just... Really not my cup of tea. Yep, definitely trying to reanimate something. I can imagine a restoration of a Gunjo. So this is the new card that everyone's trying to reanimate. It's actually not even necessary. 5 mana is so easy. Okay, let's get some of our combo going here and see if we can't... I mean, it'll probably just get Wandering Emperor the next turn. Proliferate. It's another counter back on the Hot Springs. Not drawing any of our creatures though is a little bit disappointing. Non-land permanents you control are artifacts in addition to the other types. Same is true in... Cool. Interesting. None of our creatures, you know, it's. I doubt we'll get the win off like this. We just need to get hit by one Emperor, one Farewell, whatever. Or Depop. Okay, so we can still do this. To one. Just play any creature, please. Took him down, like, even though we had basically one of all of our millions of creatures. Sometimes the shuffler really has a sense of humor. I just don't understand how that's supposed to work. Like, it's basically just creatures in the deck, and we just drew one Contaminator. Alright, on to the next one. Let's go undefeated with Gruul, baby. It's almost always one of the first brews I brew up with a new set. Even when the Shivan Devastator came out, it was the first brew I put up from Dominaria. Modified is one of them, and Thundering Raiju is one of my favorite cards. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. And Gruul just fits my playstyle, but it's not been amazing the last 3 months. Maybe now it's back, especially with the new fast lands. I think Gruul stands a chance of being a very good aggro deck, but so far early sort of sensations of what the meta might look like. Toxic is looking pretty powerful. Like I've died to getting 10 poison counters more often than I care to admit in this event. There's so many ways of doing it, and very consistently. We got French opponent, I guess, FR. Also playing Gruul. Nice. Kumano. It'd be nice to get our own Kumano. Oh, this just keeps on happening. Like, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 18 creatures in the deck. Huh. Just keep drawing our non-creatures, why don't we? Have to deal with that immediately. Sweet, sweet skins. Wow. Oh well, good luck getting around the Contaminator. Makes sense. Light spell of some kind. Wouldn't be surprised. Well played. I mean, we're basically just playing the same deck. Unbelievable shuffler. Like, the same deck. Literally the same deck. And they get exile because of the Kumano, so I don't even get the... Okay. Thanks, deck. We just drew a bunch of creatures. I mean, whatever, just useless stuff that doesn't do jack. Freaking shit. Unbelievable sometimes. What can you do to that? Like, how am I supposed to do anything about that? I honestly just don't know. Alright, how are we doing for time? Gonna do like 25-minute clips, I think. And then I can squeeze in as many as possible before the event runs out. Just find it hilarious, like how the matchmaker does its things. Who's it gonna be? Masak? Sounds like an Indonesian word. Finally, a decent curve. At least cut down won't kill our Beastcaller. He'll have to burn something bigger than that. Probably waste his turn. Okay. It's me to mill. Interesting choice there, my friend. Don't think you get the death triggers if you block. You may want to double block. Okay. Now stop giving me lands, please, deck. I want my Thundering Raiju off the top next turn. That's all I want. Of course. I'm not going to give him another land. With the Boseiju, it's okay to lose our good friend. The Kumano. You got some kind of a sweeper? Okay. You won't find much in my hand worth stealing. I don't know, maybe we need to get some more creatures in here. Cut the Bankbusters. Also quite like the idea of maybe the Intrepid Adversary. I mean the Bloodthirsty Adversary, because it's, you know, can be modified when it ETBs. And you can flash back some of your spells, but I've gone for that Flame Discharge, which has an X. Doesn't play well with the Bloodthirsty Adversary. Would only do 2 damage at that point to any yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, all of these are very early version ones during early access, but it's just because I think there's something to them that I'll even bring you guys these brews. And I think Gruul, like I said now a few times, with the new fast lands and things, could stand to be one of the better colors. Huh. Another mirror. Would you look at that? Cool. Contaminator into Raiju confirmed. Let's see if we can do this. Because now we just... What? 3 mana 4/4? What is this? Wow, that is bonkers. How have I not seen this thing? Whew. Let's see if he's willing to trade. Sweet as. Raiju enters as a 4/4. Hopefully he doesn't have another one. If he's got the same removal spell as me, he can kill my Bloated Contaminator now. If he's got Flame Discharge. This is modified. Okay. Ah. Ah. Okay. Right? Two mirrors. Thanks, Shuffler. I mean, Matchmaker. Two mirrors don't make for the most entertaining, but I guess a lot of people are on this plan as well. It's obviously very strong. This, thank you for showing me this card, opponent. 5 oil counters. You can remove 1, give it Vigilance and Menace. Remove 2, gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Remove 3. So you could do both of these. You could do the 2, you know, because it's got 5, you could do the 2 and the 3 at once. Destroys an artifact and enchantment and give it +2/+2. Or you could do, you know, this and that and still have something left over. Or you could do, yeah, give it +4/+4 until end of turn. And Vigilance and Menace. He's put a sneaky one of that in the deck. Trying to find ways to like add more creatures. I think you can trim one of my hot springs and put in a copy of that guy. A little brew labification on the fly. It is legendaries. Whatever. Again, trying new cards. Where are you? There you are. Migloz, the Maze Crusher. Let's see if we can draw a copy of Migloz in our final match with Gruul Modified in the early access event. And then we're on to the next brew. And I've got a couple more lined up that are looking, and I haven't even scratched the surface. Like, I always get a little bit overwhelmed in early access. It's just like so much to do, so little time, and then I just, whatever the first project that comes to mind, I just pursue that for a day and then wait till the... Ooh, Dimir Frog. Yes, I've ever heard of you. Cool name. Very nice. On the play, curving out. Some removal. Meh. Take 6. And Milmy. Proliferate, baby. Let's go. Destroying lands, man. Alright, guys. I think that is a very good showing of the new deck. We didn't get to draw the new card. We'll continue to refine Gruul Modified. Once the set actually drops in Arena, I'm going to come back and revisit a lot of these brews and see if we can learn more, update them when I'm not in so much of a hurry. I'd love to, of course, hear your thoughts about all of these brews in the comments down below. But that is going to be it for this particular video. Jumping back into the deck with my final thoughts. The flex spots, the things that I'm still uncertain of are here, this Migloz, could do with another one. Also, this Flame Discharge. I'm not sure this is the perfect way to go about things. We might even be able to cut the Bankbuster and get in some, better 2-drop. Maybe, like I said, the Adversary, the red one, might be good. And we can bring back our Cammy's Flare, cut the Flame Discharges, maybe leave one in and put in like some better removal. I'm not sure, but like I said, we'll continue to refine. Also, I'm not sure whether the Rockfall Vale deserves a place in here. We might just be okay with these more fast, aggressive lands than the chill lands, as they call them. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next one. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.